The movie begins by introducing us to a powerful and charismatic man named Michael Pearson. He was born into a poor family in the United States, but his life took a different turn when he received a scholarship to study at Oxford University in England. Once he joins the university and finds himself surrounded by wealthy students, he quickly realizes that education is not the greatest opportunity this place has to offer. Instead, he starts selling drugs to them, and day after day, his profits continue to grow. But to truly dominate this world, he understands that he must first eliminate his competition, and Michael proves to be exceptionally skilled at doing exactly that. Still, his ambition goes far beyond dealing drugs to university students. He begins to move deeper into the upper class, building powerful connections, and with every step, his influence and control continue to expand. Among his connections is a Jewish billionaire named Matthew, who is also involved in the drug trade. Despite all the power Michael gains, there is one weakness he cannot hide: his love for his wife. She owns a high-end car modification shop, and because of her, he begins to consider leaving his illegal life behind and stepping away for good. One day, while on a hunting trip with Matthew, Michael makes him an unexpected offer. He wants to sell his entire empire. Michael asks for $400 million in exchange for all the marijuana farms he owns. After that, he takes Matthew on a tour, explaining that the thing wealthy people fear the most is others discovering that they've gone broke. They are willing to do anything to maintain their status within high society. This is where Michael's operation comes into play. His men investigate and identify these vulnerable individuals. Then Michael approaches them personally, offering a very tempting monthly payment in exchange for renting their land. At the same time, he makes it clear that it's in their best interest to keep this arrangement completely secret. When they arrive at one of the locations, Matthew looks around and says, "You're asking for $400 million for this?" But the moment Michael opens a hidden door and leads him underground, everything changes. Matthew finds himself looking at an entirely different world. Michael explains that he owns 12 farms just like this one, all equipped with the latest technology and managed by highly skilled experts. At the same time, a Chinese man appears at Michael's wife's workplace, offering her a very profitable deal in exchange for arranging a meeting with Michael. The meeting is set, but Michael, being cautious as always, decides to investigate him first. He discovers that the man works for George, the head of the Chinese mafia, and that his name is Dry Eye. During the meeting, Dry Eye reveals that he knows Michael is planning to retire. He then writes a number on his phone and offers to buy Michael's entire business. But Michael mocks him and the amount he proposed, dismissing him immediately and ending the meeting on the spot. Shortly after, a group storms one of Michael's hidden facilities, overpowering the guards, stealing the drugs, and even posting the footage online. This is when a man known as the Coach appears, the trainer responsible for the young men who carried out the robbery. As soon as he finds out what they've done, he becomes furious and strongly disapproves of their actions. Meanwhile, Michael visits the owner of the land where the raid took place, reassuring him that everything is under control. He then decides to relocate all his farms to new locations. After that, he personally visits all the wealthy landowners he works with to inform them of the situation, until one family tells him they have a serious problem. Their daughter had been spending time with troubled boys, and now she has gone missing. Without hesitation, Michael assigns his right-hand man, Raymond, to find her and bring her back. After some investigation, Raymond tracks the girl down to an apartment in a rough neighborhood and heads there to bring her back. At first, he tries to enter peacefully, but the situation quickly forces him to resort to violence. He warns the people inside, making it clear that they should stay away from the girl from now on. As he takes her to leave, one of them tries to stop her, but Raymond strikes him without hesitation. They head downstairs with the girl, leaving one of Raymond's men behind to make sure no one follows them. The group suddenly attacks him, and while he fights them off, he pushes one of them, sending him falling off the balcony. At the same time, a group of young men standing near the guard outside notice his expensive watch and luxury car, clearly impressed. The moment they see the body hit the ground, they immediately pull out their phones and start recording. Raymond instantly orders his men to take the phones from them. Then he personally chases one of the guys, who runs through the streets trying to escape, until he finally reaches a gang that controls the area. Raymond tries to calm them down, offering to buy the phone for a large amount of money. But the boy smirks and replies, "We're taking the phone and the money." Raymond's expression hardens as he says, For the last time, give me the phone and take the money." One of them steps forward, pulling out a weapon and threatening him to drop the cash and leave. At that moment, Raymond has no choice but to use force. He moves instantly, taking the phone from one of them, while one of his men grabs another boy and forces him to hand his over as well. The third one tries to run, moving too fast for the guard to catch him. But Raymond already has a solution. In the end, they recover the phones and safely return the girl to her home. Meanwhile, the coach discovers who the stolen drugs belong to and realizes that getting involved with this man is a serious problem. He questions the ones responsible for the robbery and learns that a Chinese man was the one who gave them the location of the farm. After that, the coach goes to Michael's place, where he finds Raymond waiting. He explains that the young men who robbed the farm are under his responsibility, admitting they were foolish to do what they did. He also makes it clear that he knows an apology, and returning the stolen goods won't be enough to fix this situation. So instead, he offers his loyalty, promising to help until the person behind all of this is found and dealt with. Raymond first asks him how they even found the location of the farm, since that kind of information is supposed to be highly confidential. The coach tells him he already has the answer, inside a bag in his car. When Raymond checks, he recognizes the man immediately. He had seen him before during the meeting with Dry Eye, but before they can get any information out of him, the man manages to escape, only to be struck and killed by a train. When Michael hears what happened, he simply says, "I'll handle this." He then pays a visit to the Chinese crime boss, George. Michael tells him, "You made a very big mistake interfering with my business." George appears confused, clearly unaware of what's going on, until suddenly, he feels a sharp pain in his stomach. At the same time, Michael's men are attacking the Chinese drug labs, burning them to the ground. Michael looks at him coldly and says, "You started this war, and this is your punishment." He leans closer and adds, "If I can reach your kitchen and poison your tea, then I can end you anytime I want. Don't ever forget that." Then Raymond steps forward and hands George the antidote. After that, George goes to meet Dry Eye and confronts him about what happened. Surprisingly, Dry Eye doesn't deny anything. Instead, he tells him, "You've become old. This is the time of the young." George immediately orders his guard to kill him. But in a sudden betrayal, everything turns. George is the one who gets killed. Shortly after, Dry Eye meets with the head of the Chinese mafia, taking his place as the new leader. The scene then shifts to Raymond, who is driving Michael to one of his favorite spots. Michael calls his wife, and while he's talking to her, he suddenly hears a man entering her office without permission as she tries to force him out. At that exact moment, a man appears behind Michael and shoots him. After that, a man shows up at Raymond's house, introducing himself as a private investigator. He claims that he has been digging into Michael's life and uncovering details about his illegal business. He explains that the one who hired him is a man named Big Dave. According to him, everything started at a party when Big Dave approached Michael to greet him, but Michael treated him with complete disrespect, humiliating him in front of some of the most important people in high society. From that moment on, Big Dave decided to teach Michael a lesson, hiring the investigator to expose everything about him. Throughout all of this, Raymond listens silently, without saying a single word, even offering him a drink to keep him talking. The investigator continues, saying that he has been watching them for a long time, and that he knows Michael's entire story. From the moment he arrived in England, he knows about his plan to retire, the robbery of the farm, and even has footage of Raymond going to retrieve the girl and chasing the boys in the streets. He claims he knows every detail. Then he makes his demand, $20 million in exchange for the information he has. And not only that, he says he has something even bigger. He shows Raymond a video of Matthew meeting with Dry Eye, revealing that Matthew is the one behind everything. His plan was to devalue Michael's business, making it seem no longer secure, so he could buy it for half the price. After finishing his story, Raymond looks at him and says calmly, "I'm impressed, not just by your intelligence, but by your imagination." Then he throws him out of the house. Before leaving, the investigator warns him, "You have 3 days, think about it, and I'll be back." After the investigator leaves, Raymond makes a call to an unknown person. The story then cuts back to the moment Michael was attacked. It is revealed that Raymond intervened just in time and saved him before it was too late. Without wasting a second, Michael and Raymond rushed to save his wife after she cleverly mentioned Dry Eye's name just before the call ended. Meanwhile, Dry Eye orders his men to kill her. She manages to fight them off, taking them down one by one. But then Dry Eye himself attacks her, overpowering her and getting dangerously close to violating her. And in that exact moment, she calmly welcomes her husband. Just as calmly, Michael steps in and kills Dry Eye. After that, it's Big Dave's turn. As he leaves work, a group of young men suddenly intercept him and kidnap him. When he wakes up, he finds himself naked, covered in mud, completely disoriented. The coach stands in front of him and explains, "You were acting very strange last night. After we gave you something to drink, you lost control and started doing some very inappropriate things." He tells him that everything was recorded and then adds coldly, "If you don't forget about Michael, this video will be uploaded to the internet." The time comes for Michael to confirm the investigators' claims. He goes to confront Matthew. Matthew admits that the value has changed since the secret location of the farms was exposed and that the investigators' report was accurate. He explains that the farms are now worth only $100 million. Michael calmly takes him to the freezer and says, "You miscalculated." He continues, "First, you miscalculated when you dealt with the Chinese, lowering the price of the farms by $300 million. That's the price you'll pay, and you will not get the farms." When Matthew steps out of the freezer, he finds all his guards missing, replaced by Michael's men standing silently. Michael declares coldly, "This money is the cost of your betrayal, but no fortune in the world can pay for someone laying a hand on my wife." He orders one of his men to take the laptop and go into the freezer with him, and after the money is transferred, he will cut his flesh with a knife. Then the detective comes back to Raymond to collect the $20 million and says he has new information. The coach tells him, "Your money is in the bag." When he opens it, he finds the documents and photos that he had hidden. The detective says he has kept a second copy and that he is not stupid. At that moment, the coach brings out the second copy, and Raymond says, "You were monitoring Matthew, but you weren't alone. I was monitoring him too, and since then, you were also under surveillance. That's why I knew where the documents and photos were. And when you came to me the first time, I just wanted to know what was going on between Matthew and Dryan. That's why I kept giving you alcohol until you got drunk and told me what you knew." The coach then kidnaps the detective, puts him in a crate, and walks away. The detective speaks from inside the crate and says that the one who tried to kill Michael before was neither Matthew nor Dryan, and he has proof of that. Raymond opens the crate and the detective shows him photos saying, "The Russian guy who fell from the balcony, his father is a big businessman. He's the one who sent people to kill Michael." Raymond asks, "How did you find out?" The detective says, "He's the one who gave them the information they needed about Michael. They planned to kidnap Michael when he was leaving Matthew's fish warehouses and then kill him." Raymond tries quickly to warn Michael with a message, but it's too late. Then they hear gunfire, but the coach has already eliminated the people who were going to kill him. Now Michael himself is in danger. Fortunately, the coach had sent his men behind him, and they move forward, shooting at the Russians. After that, Michael appears again, as if he were sitting on a throne, and says, "If you wish to be the king of the jungle, it's not enough to act like a king. You must be the king." There can be no doubt, because doubt causes chaos and one's own demise. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the upcoming summaries. And if you want me to summarize a specific action movie, just write its name in the comments. Thanks for watching.